Hata kucheka unaweza kweli? Hebu cheka tuone.
Something interesting. Yes. What I'm holding right here is called Java. Commercially, they're selling it locally and they've gone to an extent of even exporting it. But it's saying that users of this have a better oral hygiene compared to the people who don't use it. The truck drivers are most of the people who actually use it. A lot of young people use it, but truck drivers are people who use it as well. So one of the benefits is that it helps with fatigue. This actually leads to erectile dysfunction. Chronic users are said to have a lower libido or lower semen count. Hola, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the city of Nairobi Constituency. We are hitting it. For those who've been with us here since the beginning, we celebrate and appreciate you. They are loyal supporters, and I hope they've been learning from this, and your insights and the comments are just mind-blowing. One more constituency to go. We are in the second last constituency. Victor's with Victor Farm. Sorry, the sun is so hot, I'm gonna kill it. I hope you guys have been really learning, as well as just you know, getting to know Nairobi and getting to know my country and my people, my city, I'm so overwhelmed with knowledge about Nairobi that I don't know about you guys. So today we are in an interesting constituency. Constituency number 16. It's been such a journey. I wouldn't have done it without your comments and without your support. You guys have just kept me going, and I really appreciate and honor that. I'm excited for the next step that we're taking from here. But man, I appreciate and celebrate you guys. You guys are my heroes. You're my victors. And so fam, we are in Makadara Constituency. This is a very interesting constituency. This constituency, actually, to start off with, it's one of the 17 constituency, of course. And during the 1996 elections, it was initially known as Doonholm. We did a story of Doonholm, which is a ward in Embakasi East, and this constituency was called Doonholm Constituency, and then eventually after the 1963 it became Bahati Constituency. Bahati is a Swahili word that means luck, and so we are in Bahati area, and then this place currently is known as Makadara Constituency. So we're gonna get into the heart of Makadara Constituency, which is Bahati. I'm gonna take you guys for a walk around, and hopefully we'll find, for me, I think the goal here, one of the things that is really outstanding about Bahati, I'm still calling it Bahati, but it used to be Bahati. So one of the outstanding things about, one of the outstanding, hello, Tukopoa, mkofiti kabisa. Good people, good vibration. So one of the things that really stands out about Makadara Constituency is a lot of young people sit in groups, either chewing cut, which is known as the mirror, that I'm really interested to get into, or even chewing mogoka. Yeah, which is also known as, the scientific name for muguka is Cathis edulis or something. I was reading about it kidogo. And so for me it's really interesting, because mira or muguka are some of it's a plant from Kenya. It has history way in the Arabic countries, Yemen to be particular, and East Africa. In East Africa, to be specific, the Ameru community, who are a community in Kenya, They also are very widespread in around East Africa, but they are the major farmers of this particular plant. It's an interesting plant. So we are in Bahati. Bahati is a ward. Makadara has 4 wards, Makadara Constituency, and namely Harambe, Makongeni, Maringo, Viwandani. And it's more of, I wouldn't call it middle class, neither would I call it a rich neighborhood, but it's in between there. What's interesting about this place actually is our 3rd president, the late Mwai Kibaki, used to be an MP for this constituency before he became the president. And our former senator, the youngest outstanding, known for bling bling, gold chains, silver, and original Gucci, Louis Vuitton, name it, Mwai Mbuvi Sonko, was also an MP of Makadara before he became the senator of Nairobi. And in doing the stories of businesses in different constituents and the Nairobi 17 constituent series, we are in Makadara Constituency. And of interest, I think, that I wanted to bring to light to you guys is a business that is really thriving in Kenya, and a lot of young people have actually monetized from it. And the beauty about this business, what I'm holding right here, is called Java, and this right here is called Mira. Mira finds its origin from East Africa, the Ameru community to be specific, who have really grown this commercially. They're selling it locally, and they've gone to an extent of even exporting it. The history of this goes down to also Egypt. So they started, there is a history of it in Egypt and East Africa. And Kenya prides himself in being one of the biggest exporters of these 2 plantations. So these are stimulants. Some people call them drugs, but I think they are still stimulants. There are health benefits to it, but a lot of young people have also abused them because of their stimulating nature. So this is Mira, and historical evidence shows that in the 13th century, planting and consumption, or rather use of Mira, was recorded in Abyssinia, Ethiopia, and was brought to Yemen in the 15th century. Its cultivation, the cultivation of Mira and use in Ethiopia and the southwestern Arabic countries were also started during around that time. So Mira was actually used before even coffee was discovered. Mira actually has been banned in a good number of European countries. Something interesting. Yes. It's actually been banned in a lot of European countries and America as well. But I think what's interesting is I was doing a research, and it said that Mira has health benefits. One of the things is, I don't know who did this research, but it said that users of this have a better oral hygiene compared to the people who don't use it. And also, they have a lower proportions of bacterial infections in their mouth, which is also questionable, because if you see somebody eating this, you would really question what I'm saying as a health benefit. But another reason that a lot of people, actually a lot of young people use this for, the truck drivers are most of the people who actually use it. A lot of young people use it, but truck drivers are people who use it as well. So one of the benefits is that it helps with fatigue. In 1977, this plant was discovered around Yemen by a gentleman called Peter Foskal in the 1975. So it's a drug that doesn't, it's a plant that doesn't have a very long historic history since discovery. I'm not sure if it was the first person to discover it, but it's really interesting. The business of this, I hope I found videos of while transporting this is one of the fastest transported plants. Our stimulants in Kenya, and it's a huge business that is done by the Meru. There is a whole farm in the Meru land where they plant this, and it is sold locally and also exported. It's one of the exports that Kenya prides himself in doing in huge numbers. Very special for the Meru County who are in Kenya. Later, hopefully, we can be able to do different tribes and different communities with what they do. The interesting benefits of Mira that I researched about is, like I told you guys, fatigue is one of the greatest things they use it, and that explains why a lot of truck drivers use it. They say it also helps with obesity, stomach upsets, as well as ulcers. An interesting discovery is it is said that this actually leads to erectile dysfunction. Chronic users are said to have a lower libido or lower semen count, which leads to erectile dysfunction. There is a really clear line between Mira and Muguka. So Muguka has actually leaves that are chewed as well as just like Mira. I'm gonna get into it and show you guys how we do this. But Mira is actually one of the Kenyans also. This is sold as a leaf. It's sold as a leaf, which distinctly this one is more on. It's more like a stick. And so how is it chewed? So usually there's an accompaniment of this, which I don't know if it explains the ED effect of it, because this is also known to be helping with male fertility as well as libido. But this is another accompaniment, the chewing gum that a lot of people use to chew. So usually you'd find a young person chewing this and accompanying it with this and this. Muguka this is how it is sold. So they measure it in this quantity. Spot moja. Oh, okay. Okay. So it is sold in this quantity. This is how they measure it, and this is about 50 Kenyan shillings. And you chew it using this. So as you chew this, I'm not really sure because I've never done it. I see a lot of young people put this into their mouth, and they accompany it with this, and this can take hours of just chewing. I don't know how it helps really, but this is what I see a lot of young people do with it. This is an interesting one. It's in the streets of Kenya. It's legal. The government has allowed the sale of it and the consumption of it. It's very normal. And a lot of young people actually are abusing this plant to an extent of you will find a young person with his mouth or their mouth full of this. And
Sasa Mira yeye ndio unapanda alafu naikula hivi. Hata kucheka unaweza kweli? Hebu cheka tuone.
And I don't really understand how it brings about the healthy oral hygiene. So usually I think people have given it in names, but Giza, this is Giza. Giza is the bunch of it. So this is measured like this. This is how they, it comes from the shamba or from the garden already tied in rolls like this. And this is how they sell it. So they don't open it. If you can see, they tie it with this, and this is from the farm. You don't find this in Nairobi. And this one piece of this is about 100 Kenyan shillings. And they measure it differently. There is Giza, Alel, Asili, Kangeta. So Alel is actually the one without the leaves. The Giza, I don't really know about it. But you see different pictures of it. You can Google if you want to. It's one of the interesting things that I wanted to bring to your attention, and people are selling this and making a living out of it. A lot of people, also young people, are consumed with it. The other thing is when you're using it, a lot of people that use it, I see them, they smoke cigarettes, and we all know the cigarette effects of this. And since it's a stimulant, stimulate the body functions, and some of the side effects I talked to you guys about it. So let us know what you think about this as a business, and if it's in your area also let us know if such a plant is in your area. Look at this. Look at this. So it's interesting because you would think that for this one they're chewing the whole thing, but they're actually removing this, the outer cover of this plant, to chew. I hope you're enjoying stories of the different constituencies series as we continue bringing you stories from the deep in the neighborhoods of different constituencies. And I hope you're learning from Nairobi as well, about Nairobi and my people as well, my culture, my history, and the young people that are trying to make ends meet doing different business. No, I don't think so. It will waste our time. Ni nini utupu hapa vaite? Nini utupu, nini weko? Sirako. That's how it's measured. Unaamua aje kitu ya kutupa? Hakuna? Okay. Unakulipa. Okay. Na mbona vijana wanaipenda? Ni nini inafanya? Inafanya
kuta watu wako pamoja. Unasema wewe story sana ndio bayani ina madhara wala kimaliza sana kusikia mtu akikana mwingine wala melewa wala madhara yote.
So ni ile tu keep busy. Na haifanyi mtu akue hai ama
ina hai. Zika kama wanga ama kwa. Inaonyesha kushana na
na Europe ilibaniwa. Unafikiri government ya Europe iliban kwa nini?
Haikusema ina madhara. Wala mimi nimesaliwa kwa mtoto wangu nimeishi kuzana hivi hakuna madhara ninayo.
Na hii sasa miti, hii miti upandwa aje? Ulisema hii ndio unajua vile inapandwa.
Hii kusomea. Hii inakuwa mti tu kwa kawaida.
Ni miti tu ya kawaida.
Ni miti, yani miti.
Inamea. Kwa hivyo haipandwi. Sasa tofauti ya hii na hii ni gani?
Tofauti ya hii na hii, kwa kuwa hii watu wanaanza kidatika, lakini wanaanza kwa majani. Hii kuna miti, hii haina miti kama majani.
Na mbona watu ikula na njugu ama biki?
Wanasema na hii ili wa shop ya hii njugu inafanya hii wa shop. Ina ni kushikilia taksini na mbili na taksini.
Ishikishi. Ndio wanasema nashikisha.
Hii pikichi na kufanya taksi ile nyingi.
Sawa. Asante sana. One of the things that I've learned from the entrepreneur and the young person who actually grew up in the community that plants and sells this has no effects on anyone. The only problem that has been happening and why the government thinks it's a drug and it's affecting young people is because a lot of young people smoke and use other illegal drugs, and then they chew this to relax. So when they start doing things, you think it's because of this, but really this he's saying has no side effects. I'm not sure, I don't know about this, but that's what I've gotten from them. The name for Mubuka is Kati edulis, and the scientific name for this is cat. Different people call it different names in different places. Let us know what you call this in your place. Ladies and gentlemen, in doing the Nairobi series, this was Makadara Constituency, and I hope you really enjoy and learn something from my people and my community. Until I see you in the next episode, if you're new here, remember to hit that subscribe button, and if you're a continued supporter, we celebrate and appreciate you. Let's continue supporting Victors with Victor as we hit the road to 10,000 subscribers. Adios! Anything.